It's joke, no joke, no joke. Oh, you know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is. Joke, no joke. I am in the building. We are here for day 6 of the Diddy trial. Yes, we are here, and this is the day that a lot of people was waiting for. Cassandra, aka Cassie, Victoria, she took the stand today. Yes, she did, y'all. She took the stand today, and it ain't over for her. She got to come back tomorrow. Okay? Mañana. She got to come back mañana. You know, papi. Joke, no joke. We in the building. Hopefully, the notifications went out. As you can see, we got the usual suspects in the building. Whack on wood. Gina Geep. It's only day 2. The trial is going to last 6 to 8 weeks. Wait for all the evidence to come. This ain't day 2, baby girl. Okay? The trial started last week with the jury selection. Okay? Stay in tune with us here. We need you to stay in tune with us here. All right, we need you to stay in tune with us here. But yeah, so remember the guy that was the manager that wound up being one of the Cassie's lovers, or whatever you want to call him. Yeah, he had to come back today too as well before Cassie. So let's not forget that. All right. Choke, no joke. Y'all know what it is. This one, you know, people got mixed feelings about Cassie's testimony today. But I'm going to save my commentation for the show. Let's get the notifications out. Please share this video. Choke, no joke. Y'all already know, Learn from Mistakes Part 2 is out right now. Lead the streets. And y'all know I always got something for the ladies. You know, and this one right here is called Thirst Time. Thirst Time's like the booty call hour. You know, start getting like 10, 11, 12. You start itching for a scratch. You know what I mean? Start looking at your phone, who you going to call, who you going to slide over, who you going to slide up on. You know what I mean? That's that thirst time, all right? Choke, no joke. We are here. Let's get to the show, yo. You already know.
Yeah. Jay Morris, you know what it is. Choke, no joke. Thirst time. Yeah. Thirst time. Thirst time is like the booty call hour. You know what it is. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Third time said it. Skins the hit, let's go get it. My package is low, the fiends jetted. I know the shorty that's thirsty. Chocolate like Hershey, naughty like Jersey. Thought make me thirsty. Londa, she push Hondas. When I dug her deep, she sung soprano. Her thirst time 12, pockets are swell like her breath. It ain't hard to tell. She a freak and I like it. Sex is excitement. To any cat at bat, first base is delight me. Bum heads in the crib, I'm packing my fifth. She opened the door, saw me, got stiff. I stepped in, she stopped me, reached and felt the hottie, the heat. I smiled, she tripped over her feet. Yo, the creep was shook. I could tell by his looks. He said they were studying. then where y'all books? Y'all funny. I'm game like Jim Rummy. I ain't here on no beef shit. Your money get running. We went and said it to where they were headed. She said be late Thursday night, mess around, get seconds. I second it. Next second, wrecking it. Came through like Rob, Michael the God, she blessed it. For higher than Tony, or life with baloney. Next time I'm thirsty, I'm up at you and 9:30. Time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie a line. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Sinead from VA, make any cat day. Okay? No girl ever freaked me this way. Yo, she had me tied up, freestyle and lined up. If it was a stick, no way I'd rise up. Time's up. She said, don't move. Suck my bottom lip, said don't fuck up the groove. I'm blinking crazy to make the blindfold move. Smell something sweet, cross my lips and move. Here, bite this, tell me what it is. And choke, you can get these skins. That's strawberries. Untie me in a hurry, I'ma eat you to the pit like Halle Berry. Time. Drop that cutie alive. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie alive. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie alive. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Thirst time. Drop that cutie alive. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. Now this cutie named Bridget Gerard told me to hit it at the State Fair in Richmond. I blessed her with digits. Hit it same night. Quenched her like Sprite, like it every day in a special way, like light in a crib, slipping, no toast, I'm tripping. 1/2 thirst hour, clock ticking, making a roar. Heard a knock at the door, lie said they broke up. Thirst in the jaws, let them in, wrong move. Sun 7-2, so big, made the 5th look like a deuce. Beef and get shot. Yeah, my not rock. Gun to my head had me thinking. I came with a plot. Jedi mind trick like Eddie. He flipped on her. I jet like Michael Johnson. That Thursday night I regret it. Then dawn had it going on. I almost proposed. Smell like a rose. It tastes like peaches. From Martin to Regis. Believe it. She held more niggas than Howard bleaches. 4 player the rest. I'm back in some mess. Her flame showed up. Tried to brush me like press. I slid out the side. Approached by a ride, cat jump out his whip and go inside. She came out on top that night. Cats had a fight. The second cat fucked around and made her his wife. Third time. Drop that cutie alive. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. First time. Drop that cutie alive. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. First time. Drop that cutie alive. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. First time. Drop that cutie alive. Get cash for your time. Nah, make sure she's a dime. If she's a dime, wave side to side. If you a dime, wave side to side. If you a dime, wave side to side. If you a dime, wave side to side.
Choke no joke. You already know. Learn from mistakes. Part deuce. Lead the Streets is out right now. Go get that. iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, with Pandora, Diesel, wherever you get your music at. All right. Get at me. Get at me. You know what I mean? Thanks for the support for everybody that already got it. Of course, I got to go live on TikTok. Are you looking for me?
If you're a woman suffering.
All right. Choke No Joke. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Real Choke No Joke. I'm on TikTok, Choke No Joke Official. What up, TikTok? How y'all doing out there, man? I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Shout out to Johnny Brown in the building. All right. Game is Cap in here. You know, we always bring a capster in here every once in a while. My girl Talisa Renee's in the building. Aries 80s babies here. Aaron just stepped in. All right. It's a national choke. You already know. Kareem Smiggity, what up? All right. Aaron said he thought this was supposed to be a racketeering case, not a domestic violence case. This is a domestic violence case. Yes, we know that. All right. Shout out to Hype TV. So today is day 6, because Monday of last week started the trial. And, you know, it's 5 days in a week, but it was only 4 court dates last week. Thursday, they was dark. So it was only 4. Monday will be 5th. Today's Tuesday the 6th. So today is day 6. Okay? For those who out there can't count. Day 6 of the Diddy trial. Some of y'all talking about day 2. And they didn't even factor in the jury selection. It's a real trial, okay? So, getting right into it. Where's my picture? Okay. Shout out everybody on TikTok. I see y'all. Who that? What up? Who that? Who that? It's like you from New Orleans. New Orleans. Okay. Just got to get a little image over here. Okay. So today, how things went down, and shout out to everybody that just tapped in. You know, choke no joke. I have it on subscribers only. So if you're not subscribed, you might want to subscribe if you want to join the chat in the YouTube, because I have it on subscribers only, because we get weirdos coming on here that ain't part of the regular family, that ain't a subscriber, that ain't a member, you know, ain't a normal supporter. So I've been noticing that my moderators have to work a little harder to make it easier for them. You know, if you ain't subscribed, you're probably having problems trolling right now, because this is for subscription only. And I think you only had about 20 minutes to subscribe to join the show. So it might look a little light in the chat. That's because if they not subscribed, they can't comment, you know. I'm live. Jerry George, good looking for the donation. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. All right. I appreciate all y'all for y'all support. Even y'all that don't donate but tune in and then subscribe. Still appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you more if you hit the button. All right, so let's get into what took place today. All right. You know, as y'all know, Cassie showed up today, but she wasn't the only witness, and they didn't start well. So court resumed today at 9:15 a.m. Yesterday, it ended with the defense cross-examining Daniel Phillip, a stripper who testified that he was paid thousands of dollars to have sex with Cassie as Combs watched. Daniel Phillip, the male escort who testified yesterday, he returned today for a cross-examination today by the defense. Judge Submaranian ordered Phillip not to speak to his attorney, even overnight, before he comes back to testify again. I wonder why. That's strange. So Sean Combs' attorney, they were opposed to the jurors seeing the government's star witness, Cassie Ventura, as pregnant. The defense would want the 8-month expecting Ventura seated on the stand before the jurors enter the court, because I think there's a prejudicial quality. Defense attorney Mark Agnefolio told the judge, pregnancy is beautiful and wonderful. It also is a source of potential sympathy. Definitely that. So Diddy arrived back in court today wearing a cream-colored shirt with slacks, similar to what he wore in court yesterday. He waved to his family in the courtroom. So the defense wanted to tailor the sexually explicit material shown in court. Combs' attorney asked Judge Samarian, I don't know if I'm butchering his name or what. That's what I'm gonna call him, Samarian. Yeah, it's called Samariner from the DC comics. So Submarine, the judge, goddamn it, to carefully edit what kind of explicit material is shown in open court, saying much of it amounts to porn. There's no aspect to any of the videos the government is looking to put into evidence that is not adult pornography. That is what it is. People who are nude having sex or about to have sex. Defense lawyer Mark said, it's a privacy issue and it's pornography. What would the press do with it if they had it? So Robert Balia, an attorney for a news organization covering this trial, said that our preference is for videos to be shown in open court. Testimony is not substitute for this video, Balia said. The people in the press should be able to see justice being done and to see if these people were being coerced. Yo, they trying to show the sex videos in court where everybody could see it. And ain't no telling which celebrities is in these sex videos. They gonna be seeing titties and ding ding. Oh my God. Defense attorney Anna Estadio brought up an alleged instance in which Cassie Ventura assaulted a security guard and said the defense would address her alleged drug use. Oh. Showing that Cassie's violent. Prosecutor Emily Ann Johnson said the alleged assault is a prior bad act that does not assist her credibility. Why it doesn't? Estevado argued that prosecutors say violence was a part of Ventura and Sean Diddy Combs' relationship, but actually that it was related to Combs believing that his longtime girlfriend was cheating on him. Estevallo also said that prosecutors are attempting to blame Combs for Ventura's drug use, but that the defense will argue she did that of her own free will. The judge overruled prosecutors' objection. Oh, so he overruled, so they get to question Cassie about her beating up a security guard. The defense can, and the defense ain't up yet. I don't believe that. So the male escort, Daniel Phillip, he returned today to testify. They called him to the stand. Who told jurors he witnessed alleged attacks on girlfriend Cassie Ventura. He entered the courtroom to resume his testimony. The judge had yet to rule on what kind of explicit material will be shown in open court, or Ventura, the government star witness, should be seated on the witness stand before jurors enter the room. The defense fears that Ventura, who is 8 months pregnant, would be unfairly sympathetic witness if jurors see her in this state. And this is at 10 a.m. So at 10:19, the defense presses the male escort on if Cassie was drunk or high during sexual encounters. Combs' team repeatedly brought up whether Cassie Ventura was drunk or high in her sexual encounters with a male escort. Seemingly to contradict prosecutors' allegations, Combs forced her to take drugs. Philip, the escort who said he was paid to have sex with Ventura, as Combs watched, recalled only one instance out of several encounters with Ventura where she did appear to be under the influence. Now, the man said one instance or incident, right, that he saw Cassie was high. And this is the guy that slept with her for years. Years. So if he had sex with Cassie sober 95% of the time, how was he forcing her to take drugs, bro? How is she being drugged and put in a drug-induced state just so she can have sex with these sex workers? If she was sleeping with this dude sober every time, 95% of the time. Only one time he's seen her high. Or he didn't even say he's seen her high. She appeared to be under the influence. Appeared. Not a fact. Appeared. Right? But the prosecution is alleging that, oh, Diddy was drugging her and she was sleeping with these sex workers while she was all drugged up. She was sleeping with this guy for years. And he only he possibly seen her high or under the influence once. And that could have been under alcohol. So she was sober and was forced to sleep with this guy, right? For years. At no point she couldn't have walked away. And, it's so many women out here. Oh, Choke, you being insensitive. Abuse doesn't work like that. People are victims and they stay because they being victimized. So if it was you and a nigga, any of y'all women in the chat right now, let's see. Let me see some of the women. Let's call some names. Aries 80s baby, Talisa Renee, Kenyatta, Miss Chevy. Let me ask you, out of you, CC Crippen, that's 5 women. Out of those 5 women I just named, if a dude told you he wanted you to sleep with somebody else, a threesome, and he wanted a guy to piss in your mouth. Out of you 5 women, how many of you are going to stay in that relationship? Or how hard is it for you to leave? That's the better question. How hard would it be for you to leave if a dude that told you he wanted a guy to piss in your mouth? Are you gonna be like, oh, damn, man, I might not, he might not put my song out. Oh man, I might like he might, I can't go to the Met Gala. How many of y'all? Well, okay, so 2 of y'all, 3 of y'all. So 4 of y'all. So y'all telling me y'all can say no, but she couldn't. What's the difference between y'all and her? She was weaker than y'all? The guy testified yesterday. Cassie asked him to pee on her. Not Diddy, Cassie. And she wasn't drugged. And he wasn't forced to do it. He didn't say, oh no, baby, I can't pee on you. That, like, yo, bro, I understand to some of y'all. To a lot of us, I'll probably say 90% of us, peeing on somebody in sex may be nasty, right? Or is nasty, right? But let me ask you this question right here. Can you go on any goddamn porn site, Pornhub, or any of those porn sites right now and type in the search peeing video or urinating video, and you telling me nothing will come up? You telling me if you go on Pornhub and put in man peeing on woman or woman peeing on man, that will not come up? Now, I know a lot of us, it may be disgusting too, but you telling me if you go on any porn site right now and put that in the search, you're not going to see that? Golden showers, right? You're telling me that's not a thing. If that's not a thing, if that is illegal, I'm saying it ain't nasty, but if that is illegal, they need to go run up and arrest the CEO of Pornhub right now. And every goddamn porn site out there right now with somebody urinating on somebody. Urinating on somebody is not racketeering. Diddy might be a sick-ass freak, right? But where is the crime? Y'all telling me any one of us right now could go right now and search for golden showers and see a bunch of either women on men or men on women or women on women, men on men peeing on each other. And it is not a goddamn crime. And like I said, I'm not defending Diddy. This is just the legal aspect of it. Yeah, is it nasty? Yeah. If he told a guy to pee in her mouth or she tell a guy to pee on her, that's a part of that. That even has a title. Golden showers, right? Diddy sitting now watching her have sex with another man. You can go on any porn site right now and put voyeurism in there, and you will see A woman watching her husband have sex with her girlfriend, her wife, I mean her whoever, another woman, and vice versa. If you go in there and you put on voyeurism right now, you will see a person playing Diddy, a woman playing Cassie, and a person playing sex worker having sex, and the guy sitting there watching his wife or his girlfriend have sex with somebody else, or a woman watching, and it's called voyeurism. That is not illegal, bro. That is not racketeering. Now, is it freaky? Is it something that you would do? Probably not. But if you go on Pornhub and you put in voyeurism or cuckold, you're going to see somebody playing Diddy sitting there watching his wife or his girlfriend having sex with another person. It's not illegal, bro. And she was with this nigga for 11 years. That was just a lifestyle. Now let me get back into it. Now that somebody can put some pineapples up. Yeah, like the pineapples, the upside down pineapples are for swingers. And just because they was having threesomes and traveling different places and having threesomes, that's sex trafficking? Yeah, bro, they bugging. They bugging. And the only thing that Diddy may possibly be found guilty of, because the sex trafficking is bullshit, right? Drug trafficking and all that is nonsense, right? Even if they found him guilty on paying the sex workers to cross state lines, like if he hired an escort service from Florida and told them, yo, send them to St. Mark's. I don't know how the goddamn the escort service owner is not sitting next to Diddy in jail. If y'all are accusing him of sex trafficking for hiring an escort and having the escort meet them in different states, how is the person that he's paying that's sending these goddamn that they working for? How the hell they not Diddy's co-conspirator? Diddy's paying for the service. These are the motherfuckers that own the business. So how are they not his co-conspirators if he is sex trafficking when he's paying for them to come to him? But he's paying somebody else to send them. They the ones that sending them. They the ones buying a ticket for them to go to them. So they can get, and then the worker just getting a cut. The person that owns the agency is getting the most of the money. The worker just gets a cut. Even if it's reverse. And they just getting a commission for sending them out. They still sending them out. They are the point of contact. So he go to jail for an escort service that he's paying for. And he goes to jail for it, and they don't get in trouble at all, and they send escorts out to people, and I go to jail for it. So if I order Uber Eats and get some Wendy's, and they bring me the Wendy's, I robbed Wendy's? No, I paid for them to bring me the food. You tell me I stole the food? This is crazy. All right. All right, so at 10:30, the defense asked the male escort if he had feelings for Cassie. What is this pretty woman? Motherfucking niggas falling in love with hoes and escorts? Like, come on, bro. What is this? This pretty woman walking down the street. You telling me, yo, all right. An attorney for Combs pressed Daniel Phillip, a male escort who was alleged to have multiple sexual encounters with Cassie Ventura, on if he had feelings for her. Attorney Xavier Donaldson asked Phillip if he thought he was establishing a bond with Ventura, to which he said correct. But when he asked if he thought he was in a relationship with her, he said incorrect. Phillip also described a situation in which Ventura was scared and shaken after Combs allegedly hit her. When Combs left the room, Phillip and Ventura started kissing, and were moving in the direction of having intercourse, he said. Phillip said he lost his erection after Combs came back in the room. What's wrong, Playboy? Can't keep it up. I'm making you uncomfortable, Playboy. You know what I mean? Phillip was also asked if he told federal prosecutors last year that he was jealous when Ventura and Combs were having sex, to which he said he does not recall. Ah, you see that? You see that? Here she is. Diddy allegedly hit her, and she just turned around to her lover. Oh, baby, it's okay. He don't call the police. She don't call the police. He don't convince her to leave the relationship. Everything is normal. It's just another day in the office of sleeping with Cassie. Wow. Okay. Sex by 10:40 a.m. Sex with Cassie was directed by Combs, male escort says. A male escort sexual encounters with Cassie Ventura all came at the direction of Combs. He just testified they had a fight or whatever. Cassie was emotional or whatever, and he was just getting ready to bone her. And when Diddy came in the room, he lost his erection, right? So you tell me Diddy was getting ready to direct that intercourse right there? They was getting ready to have sex on their own. Yo, bro, man. This is BS, bro. They was just getting ready to have sex. Diddy ain't say, oh, yo, y'all go ahead and have sex. Yo, go ahead and kiss her. You know what I'm saying? Y'all start kissing. You know, yeah, go ahead. Get ready to have sex with her. Yeah, kiss her. Yeah. No, he wasn't even in the goddamn room. And when he walked in, what happened? The nigga little wee drop. So how was he coaching everything? This is that R. Kelly shit. Yeah, she was peeing in a bucket. This nigga R. Kelly got 10 rooms and got them 100 bathrooms. Yeah, we had to pee in the bucket. No proof of that was ever shown, bro. Ever. The whole goddamn trial, bro. He's like, yo, man. All right, let me get back to it. A male escort sexual encounters with Cassie Ventura all came at the direction of Combs. The sex worker testified. As prosecutors seek to blunt defense efforts to cast these acts as consensual. All of Phillips' sex with Ventura were paid jobs. Phillips said under redirect questioning by prosecutors, recalling how he once wasn't compensated because he couldn't maintain an erection. I'm not paying you, nigga. You can't even get it up. Puff, get out the room. You making him nervous. Get out the room, Puff. Damn, he nervous. You making him nervous now. I'm not paying you today. No, I'm not paying you today. No, you're not giving me no limp dick and thinking you getting some goddamn money. No, nigga. No. Go watch a porn. Get something. Do something. Yo, go get some Viagra, bro. Get in. Go get the pills. These are just jokes. Under cross-examination, Phillip denied he ever saw Ventura outside these paid events or had developed any romantic feelings for her. Defense wants to paint any Phillip Ventura encounters as consensual and perhaps undermine the government's assertion that Combs was using his business as a criminal enterprise to satisfy sexual desires. Now, then yesterday, the guy testified that there were times that he didn't get compensated because he was happy to just be in the company of them. I think he said something about having feelings for it, whatever. So at 10:45, the dude Daniel Phillip after a brief cross and redirect from the attorneys, Daniel Phillip is finished with his testimony and he left the stand. And then they took a 10-minute break in court. At 11:06, Cassie takes the witness stand. The government called Combs' former partner, Cassie Ventura, to the witness stand. She is wearing a brown, snug-fitted dress that shows off her pregnancy as she takes the stand, indicating the defense lost their motion to have her seated before the jury returned, so they could not see her pregnant stomach. Prosecutor Emily Johnson is set to question the government's star witness. So the judge let her stand up so the jury could see that she was pregnant. Cassie describes frequent violence she allegedly suffered at Combs' hand. Cassie told jurors that Combs was often violent toward her during the course of their 10-year relationship. This is where me being a little bit insensitive. The relationship is abusive for 10 years. Ladies, don't ever be Cassie. If the dude put his hands on you once, leave. Right? Because we don't want to look at you as naive or ignorant or stupid that you would let a man hit you and you will sit there and continue the relationship. You know, even at some point, goddamn Tina Turner kicked Ike Turner and his goddamn dick and went on her way and went solo on that ass, right? But Ike Turner did not go to jail for sex trafficking for beating Tina Turner ass all those years. It was anime, singing song, anime. They fought and fought and fought, and they traveled the world on tour, fighting and destroying hotels all around the world. Go watch the movie. But they did not charge Ike Turner with goddamn sex trafficking, and they was doing the same goddamn thing. I think drugs was even involved in they life. Same thing. Violent ass, goddamn toxic ass relationship. But it was domestic violence. Ventura told jurors that Cohn was often violent toward her during the course of their 10-year relationship. Yes, there were violent arguments, usually resulted in physical abuse and dragging, different things, she told jurors. He would mash my head, knock me over, drag me, kick me, and you stayed. Why? If that nigga was broke, would you have stayed? Would you have tolerated that if he was a broke nigga? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. I'm just asking for a friend. If he wasn't Diddy, would you have tolerated that? Just asking for a friend. When asked how often would this happen, she said frequently. The injuries were frequent and visible, according to the witness. And your mother, your father, your brother, your friends, nobody did nothing for you, Cassie. No, everybody just encouraged you to stay there for 10 years. Is Diddy that handsome that a chick would tolerate that? Do he really look that good? I'm curious. Clearly, the nigga ding ding game ain't nothing if she got the appetite to sleep with all these different men. You know. The injuries were frequent and visible, according to the witness. Usually, I would get knots on my forehead, black eyes, red eyes, bruises all over my body. It just depended, Ventura added. And you tolerated this for 10 years. Because you was young, because she was young. How old is Ryan Leslie? I want to see how old Ryan Leslie is. I want to see their age difference. Ryan Leslie was born in 78. Cassie was born in 86. So wasn't Ryan Leslie substantially older than her too? What I said, 86 and 78. So when he had about 8 years. And if Diddy got with her at 19 and Ryan Leslie was with her before that, why is nobody saying nothing about that? She was already messing with the older niggas to get her career popping. I mean, am I wrong? 79, 80. Yeah, 8 years older. So when she was, let's say 18, Ryan Leslie was 26. And if he was with her for longer than that, he probably was with her when she was underage. With Diddy, she met Diddy when she was 19. They didn't start dating until she was 20-something, 21, 22. They started dating. Diddy didn't date her when he met her. She was still with Ryan Leslie. So she was 19 and Ryan Leslie was 27. So Diddy clearly looking like, yo, she like older niggas. Right. She got Diddy when she was 21. Ryan Leslie had about 8 years, bro. And that was his girl for a minute already. So now they're going to make like, Diddy took advantage of what Ryan Leslie did. Like, what? Yo, bro. This man is crazy, man. Before Cassie Ventura took the stand, the judge ruled that her husband, Alex Fine, can be in the courtroom when she takes the stand as a witness, but will have to leave in the event a 2018 R word that she accuses Combs of comes up. Why her husband can't be there when they talk about a 2018 alleged rape? I wonder why. Defense attorneys asked that Fine not be in the courtroom during Ventura's testimony because he could be called as a witness himself. While prosecution said she should have her support system, including her husband, in the courtroom, the judge decided on a compromise. Yeah, I don't think that's cool that he could be allowed in the courtroom to hear her testimony if he may be called into a witness because he listened to her testimony. They should definitely have the right that he can't hear her testimony. He could get right up there and echo all what she said and be lying. Cassie discusses the Intercontinental Hotel incident. Minutes into taking the stand this morning, Cassie Ventura was asked to identify a still image of the hallway in which she was beaten by Combs' video of the incident that circulated last year. That's me and Sean, the Intercontinental in Century City. Ventura said in court, we were having an encounter. We call it a freak off. We call it a freak off, which somehow, some way became a criminal charge out of somewhere. The word freak off been now is a criminal thing. Back in the days, The dude be like, yo, me and wifey was freaking off last night. Now you say freaking off, that is a crime. Having sex on the beach with your girl could be freaking off. Anything that's outside of the bedroom could be freaking off. Having sex with your wife on the sink is freaking off. Anything outside of the bedroom is freaking. Having sex in the shower is freaking off. The Torah was asked to describe what a freak off was. What she said was a sexual encounter proposed by Combs a year into their relationship, in which she would perform for him with a third party, usually an escort. That is called a ménage à trois. That is called a threesome. That would be called voyeurism. That would be called cuckolding. That would be a slang for any of those. And he would direct us in what we were doing, she said. The Torah said Combs was in charge of hiring escorts for the freak-offs at first, but eventually it became her job, which would make her what? Come on, y'all, say it. A co-conspirator. Say the word with me. The Torah said Combs was in charge of hiring the escorts for the freak-offs at first, but eventually it became her job, right? Her job, not something that she was forced to do, right? So if she was calling these people for herself, if it became her job, did she have to keep that job? If your boss curse you out and call you racial slur on your job, you're going to stay on that job or will you quit? So now that he's telling you, like back in the days when we was kids, go get that switch off the tree to get your being. You tell me you going to get the switch every time you going to go get the biggest one, this, that, and you're going to go get it, right? Because why? Because that's your mother. That is your father. You're getting disciplined. Go hire in a sex worker for you to come. Ain't no goddamn punishment. And that ain't something you have to do. You could go to the police if you're being forced to do that. If you don't want to do it, there is a place for you to call. It is 911. You don't have to do it. It's only a year to the relationship. She said this started. 1 year to the relationship. She could have left him. So don't say, oh, it was just years of mind control and mind. It was a year into the relationship. It was his money. It was the fame. It was the power that she got from dealing with him. Now, some of y'all going to say, oh, Joe, you being so insensitive. A year later, he could have had control over her mind. And Ryan Leslie then, that she would leave him. And he had more time with her than that 1 year. Okay. But if it became her job, right? Let's say I get down with Diddy and he's selling drugs, right? And now he get me to be the lookout, or he get me to be the nigga to bag it up, or me to be the nigga to drop off the money. Drop off the drugs and pick up the money, whatever. If any of that becomes my job, what am I? A co-conspirator, right? I would be a co-defendant. She is a co-defendant in this nigga case in racketeering or sex trafficking or whatever. It became her job just because they fucking broke up. We're talking 1 year later, right? 8 years later is when the goddamn fight happened. The CNN video. So for 1 year up into 8 years, before they had a falling out, that was her job. She wasn't forced into she broke up with the nigga and everything went bad. But for the first 8 years, let's say the first 5 years, that was her job. You telling me if she was bagging up the coke or making the deliveries or whatever, anything that she was doing with him that was illegal, she's not a co-defendant? She wasn't a victim in the beginning, right? She's incriminating herself. Cassie describes how Combs asked her to participate in freak-offs. The government witness described herself as a confused The government witness described herself as a confused 22-year-old when Combs first asked her to have sex with another man as he watched. Man, I hope they could find somebody, even Ryan Leslie, to ask him if they ever had a threesome before she ever got with Diddy. Any of her boyfriends, if they ever had a threesome. That's what I'll be looking for. I was 22 at the time. My stomach churned. Didn't have a concept of how that would be a turn on, but I accepted the responsibility. Cassie testified, I was confused, nervous, but also loved him very much and wanted to make him happy. A year later, you loved him very much a year later. Girl, you must be in love with all the escorts thing that you had encounters with for years. You was nervous. Your stomach churned. You didn't have a concept of how that would be a turn on, but you accepted it. And you loved him so much, and you wanted to make him happy, that you would do something that you was confused about, that turned your stomach. So if he asked you to eat a bowl of shit, you would have been that in love with him that you would have ate it, even though it would have made your stomach churn, and you wouldn't understand what satisfaction you would have got from me seeing you eating doodle. But you would have did it if you loved him very much after being with him for 1 year. Okay. Even if she didn't like these kinds of sexual encounters, Cassie said she just wanted to please Combs. Why? Why would you want to please him if he wants you to do something that you don't want to do? You want to please him because the nigga was rich, because he was Puff Daddy. Not because you was in love, because that nigga was going to make you a star, in your opinion, allegedly. So, once again, this proves that she did it because she wanted to do it. Whether she wanted to do it to make him happy, if she wanted to do it to make him proud, she wanted to do it because she loved him so much. It's not forced. It's not coercion. He asked her and she agreed to it. She could have said no. She said she did it because she loved him. She could have said, no, I don't give a fuck if it made her stomach turn all the way upside down. And her uterus was at her heart. Where's the force when you said you did it because you loved him? That's not force. That's not coercion. At 11:26 a.m., Cassie feared what Diddy would do if she said no to the freak-offs. What? Fire you? Shelf you? Drop you from the label? What was he going to do? Kill you? What would he have done at the first year? He hadn't put no hands on you. There's no physical abuse in the first year of your relationship. None. First time he asked you to do a freak off, there's no physical. So what did you fear was going to happen other than him cutting your money line off? The red carpets. Or him going making Kim Porter his main chick. Again, what did you fear? If he said no, you didn't do it before. You wasn't uncomfortable. You was uncomfortable with it. You said you did it because you loved him. You didn't say you did do it because you was scared he was going to beat you up. You said you did it because you loved him. Cassie Ventura said she was 22 when Combs first introduced the freak offs to her. Added, it made her nervous, but she loved him and wanted to make him happy. At some point, I felt I didn't have much of a choice. I didn't know no could turn into, she said in court. Yeah, they acting like 22 years old. 22 years old. I wasn't living with my mother, bro. I don't know how many of y'all out there, 22 years old, were on your own already. But 22 years old is not no naive 16-year-old, 15, 14, 10-year-old. 22, you done probably graduated college. You done had some freak-offs in college. Especially y'all motherfuckers in them fraternities and sororities. They done made y'all do some freaky shit to walk across that line. Niggas, them cute dogs and all them niggas hugged up with each other. Nigga dick on the nigga ass and a whole line of niggas. Like y'all done did some freaky stuff in college. And a lot of us, were already living on our own, working, paying bills at 22. I know I had my own apartment at 18. I learned how to pay bills and do laundry and all that. This is why y'all see me cooking. Ain't nobody, I have my own apartment as a teenager. Ain't there was nobody there to cook for me. I did what my mom's taught me. Now they act like 22, she just so innocent. She was just with an older dude that was 8 years older than her prior to her being in her 20s. So she was already around grown men. Y'all kidding me, bro. This is BS. Ventura said Combs controlled a lot in her life at the time, including her career, sex, everything. I didn't know if he would be upset enough to be violent or not want to be with me at all. Bam, there you go. Now you're telling the truth. Y'all heard that? I didn't know if he would be upset enough to be violent. So why didn't you just say no? And you would have found out. And if he got violent in the beginning, when you said no, that was your early exit. You wouldn't have been a goddamn victim. Which I still don't feel you're a victim. You're damn sure a co-conspirator. I didn't know if he would be upset enough to be violent or not want to be with me at all, she said, adding that she also feared she would be blackmailed with videos and pictures of her encounters with escorts. Which she also had the choice to tell him, baby, don't film these. Filming them was consensual as well. She knew he was filming. She didn't tell him to stop filming. The sex workers knew he was filming. So he wasn't going to blackmail them. But like she said, if she didn't do it, she was in fear that he would not want to be with her. So you gonna go and sleep with these guys because this thing is gonna cut you off because you don't want to sleep with another man? What? You did it. You slept with another man because you feared that he would be upset and leave you if you wasn't with threesomes. So, you know how many women left relationships because the dude proposed to them to be in a threesome relationship and they said no, nigga. Or they asked their girl, can we have a threesome? And they said no. And they stayed in the relationship. So you did it because you was afraid that he wouldn't be with you. But he's a criminal for that. He's a criminal for telling you, yo, I'm a voyeur. I like voyeurism. I like menage a trois. Yo, I want to have a threesome. Don't think that she just showed up and he had somebody pop out the closet like, yo, let's have to. They had a conversation. She knew exactly what he wanted. And she chose to do it because she didn't want it to get cut off. Cassie describes me and Combs as signing with Bad Boy. At the 19-year-old aspiring artist, signing a deal with Combs Bad Boy Records seemed like a huge early career break, Cassie said. He was larger than life. He was a larger than life musician, a fan of music. Didn't know too much about him personally, she told jurors, because she was with Ryan Leslie at the time. And she met him through Ryan Leslie. And left Ryan Leslie for him. Why? Because he was a larger than life musician. When I signed the contract, I was 19. It was a 10-album deal. Released the album later that year, 2006 in August, she said. It was the only album she released with Bad Boy. Yeah, because nobody was buying into her. Cassie discussed Combs kissing her on her 21st birthday, how he taught her about oral sex. Oh, come on, man. Get the, like, yo, bro, really? Really? So Ryan Leslie, you never had oral sex with Cassie, Ryan Leslie? Anybody that was with Cassie before Ryan Leslie, through her whole teenage years, ain't nobody in the world she ever had oral sex with before Diddy. Yo, bro. Cassie Ventura discussed Combs allegedly kissing her on her 21st birthday in the bathroom at the VMAs. I was confused. I was a new artist that didn't know the lay of the land and things like that, she said in court. I wasn't used to an executive or anyone being that forward that way with me, in a more than friends way, a sexual way, a romantic way. I remember running out and back to my hotel and telling someone about it. Ventura says she did not want to kiss Combs on that day. There is a 17-year age gap between her and Combs, she said. But she wound up being with him. Yeah, I don't think she, oh my God, Pop Daddy kissed me. Oh my God, did he kiss me? Girl, did he tongue me down at the VMAs? You really think he was, yeah, the nigga kissed me. It was disgusting. And then she turned around, leaves Ryan Leslie, because when he kissed her, she was with Ryan Leslie, right? She was so disgusted that he kissed her that she didn't even tell her boyfriend this nigga kissed her. And then next thing you know, she turns around and she's with Diddy. She was so disgusted by the kiss that she turned around and became his girlfriend for 10 years. Bro. Yo, she was disgusted by his kiss. And then stayed with the nigga for 10 years. I need to pinch myself. Oh, yeah. I'm in reality. I'm in reality. Man. Let me just check again. Yeah. I'm not dreaming. All right. After the incident, Ventura said she went to see him a handful of times at the Trump Hotel in Manhattan, where they discussed her music career and started to develop a comfortable relationship with each other. During those meetings, he introduced her to the idea of oral sex. She said, teach her how to perform it and giving it to her. Yo, Ryan Leslie, you are a lame. You telling me you was with this girl for all that time and you never gave her head and she never gave you head, Ryan Leslie? Did he have to show her that, man? Is that how she took him from you, man? Because you wasn't even eating the coochie, bro. You let Diddy show her how to eat, like you let Diddy teach her, Ryan. This is how you lose them, fellas. Let this be a lesson to you. Let this be a lesson to you, fellas. Y'all niggas better start eating coochie. Because a nigga like Diddy will come and eat your girl coochie and teach you how to give him head and take your girl, bro. At 22 years old, 21 is the first time this girl ever learned about oral sex. Maybe she went to Catholic school. I don't know. Really. 21, 22, the girl, Danny, out of all people, taught her about oral sex. Not in school. She never heard it from none of her girlfriends coming up as a teenager. None of the boys in school. Really. Danny taught her about oral sex. At 21. Her mom didn't tell her about the birds and the bees. Danny told her about oral sex at 21. I need to know what school she went to. They have sex education in there? Really? This is something else. During those meetings, he introduced her to the idea of oral sex. She said, teaching her how to perform it and giving it to her. When asked if she reciprocated, Cassie said no. He made me feel crazy for not reciprocating. At the time, I did not understand that kind of relationship, and I was in a relationship with someone else. What is going on here, y'all? What is going on here? I was just so young and did not have the vocabulary for some of the things we talked about. I was just trying to understand it, just completely inexperienced at that point. So sucking wee-wee and eating coochie, she was totally oblivious to at 21. And she was in a relationship with somebody else. Ryan Leslie's a good guy, man. Maybe he wasn't sleeping well. Maybe it was just, homie lover friends. Maybe they just wasn't sleeping. I don't know. Cassie recalls the first sexual intercourse with Combs while high on the boat in Miami. Cassie recalls having sex for the first time with Combs, an encounter that she said happened while she was high on drugs on the boat in Miami. I was drinking wine, then started to take drugs, a blue dolphin ecstasy pills. The witness said, Sean gave it to me. I had never taken it before. I was just out of it, laughing, didn't know what it was until a little bit later. Now, I've been offered plenty of drugs while working in the entertainment business. Before I got in the entertainment business, I was offered drugs just in the neighborhood. Possibly 85% of us have. I've always said no. And you know who taught me to just say no? A white woman named Nancy Reagan. When crack was out there and crack was hot, she just had the simple mind. Just say no. That was it. Crack is whack. Just say no. Now, how many of y'all been offered cocaine, crack, heroin, ecstasy, Molly, weed? And many of y'all may have said yes. And y'all may have tried, whether it was weed, whether it was cocaine, whether it was Molly, whether it was ecstasy, whether it was Percocets, whether it was syrup. But it was your decision. You made a decision to say yes. Yo, you wearing this shit, nigga? Nah, I don't smoke. Yo, nigga, you wanna hit this shit? Nah, man. I don't do cocaine. I don't get high. You want to hit it? Let me shoot you some. Let me shoot it in you. Hell no, nigga. Like, it ain't no goddamn time that somebody could offer me something and then I'm going to do it willingly, right? And then now all of a sudden, it's this person's fault that I indulge in something that they asked me to try. Like, I tried it. So now they are responsible for me trying it. It's kind of like the story with DMX. How he got hooked on crack. One of his boys laced a blunt with some crack. And he smoked it, he got turned out. That's how he got turned out on crack, right? But the dude did not tell him it was crack in there. He said, yo, ass here, you want to hit this blunt with crack? Yeah, nigga, let me hit the woolly. No, he didn't know. And when it hit him and he got addicted to it, look what it did to his life. But had he known the nigga put crack in it, he would have said no. Cassie recalled how the drugs gave her a euphoric feeling as you are just really high, sensitive to touch in all of your senses. Cassie says Combs was with Kim Porter when they started a relationship. Cassie Ventura said that Combs was in a relationship with Kim Porter when they started a physical relationship. Ventura said in court that after a Miami trip, when she and Combs had intercourse for the first time, they began to spend more time together, but their relationship was not public for many years. She just didn't want it to look bad, but also knew it was because of his children and personal things like his family. He just didn't want it to look bad, but also knew it was because of his children and personal things like his family, Ventura said. When asked who was he with at the time, Ventura said Kim Porter. You leave your nigga to go get with him. He got a girl. You sneaking around with him. He offer you drugs. You take them willingly. At what point do she become a victim? You're doing all of this knowingly, willingly, consensually. You sleeping with this nigga. You know he got a girl. You sneaking around with him. You leave your man for him. He's offering you drugs. You're taking them. He's offering you to have threesomes. You're doing them. Because you don't want him to leave you. Where are you a victim at? At what point? After years of abuse, you've been at plenty of opportunity to walk away. Combs' mood swings will often lead to violence, Cassie says. Cassie Ventura described Combs as merciful. What is this word? Miraculous. Mercurial. Subject to sudden or unpredicted change of mood or mind. Mercurial. Cassie Ventura describes Combs as mercurial, saying his mood swung different ways quite a bit. Ventura said his moods affected her greatly, and that an example of this was abuse he allegedly inflicted on her, even when she wasn't the reason he was in a bad mood. Make the wrong face, and the next thing I knew, I would get hit in the face, she said in court. He would say, "Watch your mouth." And you stayed. For what reason again? The fame, the money. Combs would check in unannounced at homes where Cassie lived, she said. That's her fucking man. He's supposed to announce every time he's going to his girl's house. Like, yo, come on, man. How many of y'all got to call your girl before you go to her house if she don't live with you? If you got to check in with your girl before you go over there, she is not your girl. Cassie lived in multiple homes across Southern California, and Combs made it a point of making unannounced visits when she was residing at a place he paid for, she said. Oh, so I pay your rent. I got us a crib, because I didn't get you a crib. I got us a crib if I'm paying for it. And I got to call you, or I got to announce when I'm coming, and I'm paying your rent. I bet you I got a key if I'm paying your rent. I'm paying your rent. I got a key. Period. Cassie lived in multiple homes across multiple homes, and he's paying rent for multiple homes, and he got to check in when he coming. Right. Okay. And Combs made it a point of making unannounced visits when she was residing at a place he paid for, she said. And depending on his mood, he would frequently pop in without notice to check in on us without us knowing. Who was us? According to the witness. It was a stomach in my knots moment. Didn't know what was going on to come of the didn't know what was going on to come of the visit, she told the court. And yo, you know how crazy this sounds? Freak offs lasting up to 4 days became Cassie's primary job, she says. The freak offs for 4 days became her primary job. And she stayed. For what reason again? Because he was going to leave her? Cassie Ventura said that the freak offs became her job and there was no space to do anything else. So now, you know, I don't mean to laugh, man. Yo, I swear I don't mean to laugh. But staying out for days on end, taking drugs and drinking, having sex with a stranger, she said in court. They would be 36, 48, 72 hours. The longest one was 4 days. Ventura said that she recorded hundreds of songs despite only releasing one studio album and one mixtape. The freak offs took priority over her music career, she said. Sean decided I could not release another album, she said. At 12:29, the judge dismissed the jury for a 40-minute lunch break. All parties should be back in court at 1 p.m. as the defendant's former partner, Cassie Ventura, continues her testimony. Hold on, let me change this image for a minute. That's a sketch of Diddy making a hard justice to his family as they arrived in court today. Cassie appeared emotional, describing freak offs in her testimony. Cassie Ventura walked into the court today wearing a long sleeve brown dress that went down to her ankles. Her pregnant belly was very obvious to the onlookers. She remained soft-spoken and composed through the majority of her testimony, though there were times she needed to take steadying breaths while answering questions. This was the most obvious when she was described what freak offs were to the courtroom. She dabbed at her eyes a few times with tissues when answering questions. Ventura adjusted herself several times during her testimony, mostly kept her hands clasped in her lap, though there were times she rubbed or pressed down on her stomach. When Cassie first began discussing freak offs, a member of the public seated in the overflow viewing room yelled out, "That's disgusting!" She expressed concern that Cassie was made to testify about such things while pregnant and exit the room after being told by a U.S. Marshal to conduct herself the same as she would in the courtroom. Court was back in session at 1:15. The former defendant partner, Cassie Ventura, returned to the witness stand following the court's lunch break. Cassie says Combs controlled her career and appearance. Said she looked too Mexican. Now, before I even read this part, right? To say that Diddy controlled Cassie's career and appearance. Duh. He's the CEO of the record label. He is the guy known for branding and imaging the likes of Jodeci and everybody else. He would be considered an image consultant. He's the one who told her to shave her head and made her go viral before viral was viral, because it was a style that he knew would look on her that would make her damn near iconic, because every chick did it after that, copying her. Like, yo, bro, that's stupid, bro. He controlled her career and her appearance. Like, why would she take his advice as far as appearance in her career if she went and signed to the label? Like, who was you going to listen to more at that time if he done made Black Rob a star, Biggie a star, Faith a star, 112 a star, Mace a star, G Dep a star, Mary J. Blige, all these people, right? And you going to say now he was controlling your career and your appearance? This is the nigga that had the locks and shiny suits. You hear these niggas talk about, yo, nigga was controlling our career, man. He was controlling our appearance. Yeah, they hated the shiny suits. But did it work? Yeah. When Cassie Ventura came back to the stand after lunch break, she said Combs had the final say on her career and her appearance. Isn't this the nigga that made big changes appearance for just a regular grimy Brooklyn nigga to, like, how they even trying to make this a thing, bro? Like, how are they even trying to make him controlling her career and her appearance? So what, was her stylist supposed to control her appearance? Like, she's not going to take his advice? Like, yo, bro, this is, yo, come on, man. Are we really in court for this? While James Cruz managed her, he told her that he was doing it with one hand tied behind his back and that everything had to go through Combs, she said. So, James Cruz is the manager. He don't have the final say. So, of course, one of his hands will be tied behind his back. He's the manager. He can't make final decisions at the label. He's the manager. He has no control over the label. Come on, man. Y'all know this. The final decision is made at the label. John Monopoly can't go to Rockefeller and tell Jay or Dane what to do. He can only suggest it as the Kanye's manager. Like, yo, we would like this and that. But at the end of the day, Dame and Jay probably can't even make the final decision without talking to Def Jam. So yeah, John Monopoly will have his hands tied behind his back, or James Cruz, when it comes to make a decision. They're just a manager. Come on, man. Stop playing us like we stupid, bro. Victoria also said Combs made comments about her physical appearance, including telling her that she looked too Mexican, that her hair looked bad, or that her nails needed to look a certain way. So what? She can't be looking Mexican in an urban environment. She gonna have to look urban, not Latino, trying to be an urban artist. She trying to do R&B. She can't be looking like Shakira. Where is that a crime at, bro? It's called artist development. Are y'all joking me? Like that is, she's a victim because he's teaching her artist development and he's done this for years, decades. You kidding me? He's teaching her style. So if he told, yo, Misa, yo, tell her what to wear, tell her how to dress, yo, she can't be looking like me, that would be a crime. It just shows you she just ain't got no style. You're not going with the Met Gala looking crazy. Nah, I got to put some people on you to make you look like, because you look like a Latino artist. My appearance was very important to him. Duh. He's Puff Daddy. You can't be walking around with him looking anyway. It was pretty immediate, she said in court. Some days he would want me to be really sexy, other days like a tomboy. He was just very involved in it. Victoria added that he preferred her nails to be white. And during freak-offs, they had to be white or a French tip. Combs would also make comments about her working out and keeping her in shape and talk to her about breast implants, she said. You are an artist. You have an image to uphold. You have a reputation to uphold. You just can't be looking any goddamn way. That is a crime coming from the CEO of a record label. Yo, this is doofy, man. This don't make sense. Like, these are complaints. Like, he's controlling her because he's making sure she's fly. Y'all see how the little girl Scarlett that came out? Y'all see how rough and rugged and raw she was when she first came out? Do you see how Mona and them took and cleaned her up and polished her? Is she a victim of how they wanted her to look? Or should they have let her look like the hood booger she was when she first came out? With no makeup, no outfits, no stylist, no nothing. Like, you really think that she's the victim of how they made her look today? Come on, man. This case is weak, bro. I had to look a certain way during freak-offs, Ventura said. Definitely my self-worth took a hit during the entirety of the relationship. Yo, bro. Are we her self-worth took a hit during the entirety of the relationship, y'all. Her self-worth took a hit, or did it go up? Yo, bro, man. Some of y'all women, man, y'all make it, y'all make it scary for men to want to trust y'all. Cassie Ventura recalled how Combs would lash out at her by taking away her electronics, cars, and other possessions as a form of punishment. He would take the car away, the house, jewelry. She said, the physical things that didn't matter. I just wanted his approval. Wait, the physical things didn't matter. I just wanted his approval. The former romantic partner said Combs would dispatch his staffer for these takebacks. Staff would take them. She recalled, if I wasn't there, it would be a staff member or security. Combs had guns in his safe in his homes, Cassie said. Did they find any guns in Diddy's house? Is he charged with guns? Sean Diddy Combs had guns in his safe in multiple homes, according to his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. Now, is that even illegal that he had guns? And of course, they would be in the safe. He got kids in the house. Is Diddy licensed to carry? Do Diddy have a gun permit? Is he licensed to carry? In the states that he had homes with these safes in them, do you have right to bear arms? So what, he had guns in the safe? What that mean? Were they illegal? Did he get arrested for guns? Ventura, who sometimes had, and why wouldn't he have guns? 50% of y'all watching right now got guns. Imagine being Diddy and having all that jewelry and all that stuff in your house. You not gonna have guns in your house? You're not protected by the law, the right to bear arms. Okay, Diddy had guns in his house. Ventura, who sometimes had access to these safes, said Combs had guns in New York, Los Angeles, Miami, and New Jersey. She said she saw the guns outside of the safes a few times. The safes also contained cash, jewelry, and videotapes, she said. When she asked if she ever handled any of Combs' alleged guns, she said she was handed a gun at a club in downtown Los Angeles to put in her bag while she was on mushrooms. And she couldn't say, no, I don't want no gun. You put that in my bag. She loves him, right? She loved him, so she couldn't tell him no, because she was scared that he might leave her. What's her other reason that she can't tell him no? Or she might get blackballed, or whatever the other reason was. He tried to put the gun in her bag while she was on mushrooms. High again, right? Did he drug you on those mushrooms? I was freaking out. It was going to go off. I was freaking out. It was going to go off. She said, adding that she handed the gun off to someone after she left the club. Ventura said it wasn't the only instance she came in contact with one of Combs' alleged guns. The guns came out here and there. I always felt it was a little bit of a scare tactic, she said. Did he ever point the gun at you, Cassie? Did he ever threaten you with a gun, Cassie? Did he ever hit you with a gun, Cassie? Did he ever cock a gun and aim it in your direction, Cassie? I'm sure the prosecutor would have asked that if so. Combs was ready to confront Suge Knight in the middle of a freak-off, Cassie says. Combs and Cassie Ventura were engaged in one of their freak-off sessions when the rapper was told that longtime rival Suge Knight was at a nearby diner, prompting him to get dressed for a confrontation, she said. We were having a freak-off in one of his homes in L.A., and he said Suge was at Mel's diner, and we packed up and drove down there, Ventura testified. I was screaming and crying, please don't do anything stupid. I didn't know what they were going to do. Knight is now serving a lengthy prison term after pleading guilty to involuntary manslaughter. Now, here's the interesting thing. Combs confessed voyeurism fantasy before proposing freak off, Cassie says. Do y'all hear that? Combs confessed voyeurism fantasy before proposing freak offs to Cassie saying, which means this. Diddy told her he liked to watch his women have sex with other women. Before he even asked her to even do it, which she agreed to, she said, because she loved him so much. But he told her before they even did it, that's what he was into. She had the right then to tell him, nigga, I ain't with that. Oh, this relationship is for me. Let me go. Right? Right and wrong. Sean Diddy had a voyeurism fantasy, according to Cassie Ventura, mentioned it to her in the first 6 months of their relationship. In the first 6 months, y'all, he told her this. He described it as a fantasy he had where he would want to see me having sexual interactions with another male so he could watch. Ventura said in court, adding that she agreed because she didn't want to upset him. Who gives a F if he's upset? Right? He's just telling you that he would like that. All you gotta, he's telling you he would like it. All you gotta do is say, I'm not with that. That ain't my thing, baby. And you worry that he would get upset. Why would he get upset for telling you about a fantasy? He's not asking you to do it. He ain't got a nigga standing there like, yo, I want you to do it. He's telling you a fantasy that he would potentially want to do in the future. And you did it because you thought he would get upset with you. You don't even know if you said no, that he wasn't going to get upset with you. And who gives a hell if he was going to get upset with you? If that's not something you don't want to do, you just say no. But it was his fame. It was his money that altered your decision. Wasn't it? Got me feeling like I'm in the courtroom on cross, God damn it. Victoria said she was 22 when Combs first proposed the freak offs. I loved him. I didn't want him to think I thought anything bad of him, Victoria said of the experience. What? You was only with him for a year. A year. And you was in love that much? And y'all still talking about she a victim, right? If somebody in the comments right now says she's still a victim, and all this time she could have said no. The first 6 months, he told you, yo, I'm into watching my lady sleep with other men. You could have said, that ain't my cup of tea. See ya. No, I loved him. I did it. So now that you don't love the nigga no more, or you heartbroke, the nigga's a criminal. For everything you was consent, because it was consensual. He told you and you agreed to it. Cassie felt disgusted and humiliated during the freak offs. So after the first one, why would you continue? For 10 years. Drug fuel orgies were a regular element of Cassie Victoria's time with Combs, even though she hated virtually every moment of it. Really? I doubt that. The former partner testified, I felt pretty horrible about myself. I felt disgusting. I felt humiliated. She said, I didn't have the words to show how horrible I felt. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. The witness recalled drinking alcohol and taking ecstasy when first having intercourse with a sex worker for Combs Entertainment. I'll read that again since I was yawning, sorry. The witness recalled drinking alcohol and taking ecstasy when first having intercourse with the sex worker for Combs Entertainment. I was so high. I was high, so I didn't feel much, she said. This really happened to me. I didn't know what was going on to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen after that. If we were going to do it more frequently, I said yes to more. I didn't want to make him upset or angry. You didn't like it, but you said yes to more because you didn't want to make him upset or angry. What made you think he was going to get upset or angry? You're not even in an abusive relationship at this point. You felt disgusted. When he told you about it, before you even did it, you felt disgusted about it, but you did it. You had the option to opt out of it. When he told you what he liked, you could have said no. You could have left the relationship, but you stayed because you didn't want him to be mad. No, you didn't want to get cut off, and you wanted your career you thought your career was going to blow through the roof. Right? Then you do the act. And you're so disgusted about it that you agree that you'll do it again because you don't want him to get upset. What gave you the inclination that he was going to get upset? And who gives a F if he even got upset? I don't care if you get upset or not. If it turns your stomach, why would you do it? If he handed you a bowl of doodle and told you to eat it, and you didn't like it, or you didn't want to eat it, why would you eat it? And if you didn't like it, why would you eat it again? Because you think that he's going to get upset because he think that you might not like the doodle. So you're going to eat some more doodle because he might get upset. Not that he got upset and angry, because you thought he might get upset or angry. So you did it again. So I'm supposed to assume that you don't like this, but you don't tell me you don't like it. Because you assume that I'm going to get upset and angry. So we do this again. You don't tell me you don't like it. So we do it again. You don't tell me you don't like it because you assume that I might get upset. So I'm assuming you're enjoying it because you're not telling me you don't like it. So of course I'm going to be like, yo, let's continue. Because you're still telling me you don't like it. Because you thinking I'm going to get upset. No, I might be like, oh, baby, you don't like it? Oh, all right, that's cool. We ain't got to do that, baby. You know, that was just a fantasy of mine. Y'all giving her a pass, man. There's a woman that's scorned because it was over and feel like she didn't get what she's supposed to get out of the relationship and try to double back on some bullshit. Cassie gets emotional when we calling TikTok. This is going to end. My battery about to die. Come over to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio, my description. All right. I'm going to charge in my phone and I'll be back on. All right, TikTok. But come over to my YouTube channel. Come join us over there. All right. Peace. I don't want to cut off on y'all.
Menopause that you don't want to get.
Cassie Ventura got emotional in court this afternoon when she was asked what she enjoyed about being with Sean Combs. Ventura, who is 8 months pregnant, was crying and grabbed a tissue as she answered the question. When we had one-on-one time, she said, when you care about somebody and love them, you don't want to disappoint them. Ventura began to cry again when shown an email she wrote to Combs, in which said, I really need to F. I'm confused. Ventura began to cry when she wrote an email, when shown an email she wrote to Combs in which she said, I really need to F. I don't know. I guess that's F-U-C-K. And Combs wrote back, so you want to F-U-C-K? Gonna call someone? Combs wrote back, I want to F UCK. You are crazy, Ventura responded. When asked why she wrote that, she said, because that's how I felt. Cassie describes Combs as a scary person. Cassie said she was scary as a motherfucker you with for 10 years, bro. Like, come on, man. Cassie said she was always conscious of appeasing Combs and did everything possible to stay in his good graces. I didn't want him to be upset or not to trust me, she testified. He was a scary person. He would be violent. Oh my God, bro. At your first signs of seeing him violent and scary, why did you stay, Cassie? Why did you need to do everything in his good graces and instead of leaving the relationship? You left anyway. What's the difference between when you left then way before anything happened? I didn't want him to be upset or not to trust me, she testified. He was a scary person. He would be violent. She said they engaged in freak-offs in all the homes and hotels, listed several places in Southern California and across the country. You know, that's for the sex trafficking. Why? Trying to, state the different places. Baby oil used in freak-offs at Combs' request, Cassie said. Baby oil was used in freak-offs at Sean Combs' request, according to Cassie Ventura, who said everyone involved, including her, would pour it all over their bodies. Sean wanted it heated and he wanted it to be glistening, so we applied it every 5 minutes, Ventura said. Ventura said there was a pool filled with baby oil. Didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all that? Diddy had so much baby oil that he either was filling the tub up with it or a pool. So they could be in the motherfucker slippery. I told y'all that. He was filling it up a pool. That's why he had so much. Wasn't no drugs in the goddamn baby oil. He just said he used so much because he was using it as making a damn swimming pool in baby oil. Sean wanted it heated and he wanted it to be glistening, so we applied it every 5 minutes, Ventura said. Ventura said there was a pool filled with baby oil during a freak-off at the Montage Beverly Hills, which she got into at Combs' request. He had to make you get in it, right? Yeah, sure. If Sean wanted it to happen, that was what was going to happen. There was no way around it. We used 10 bottles of baby oil, regular size. Victoria also mentioned other times, where is this illegal, bro? Niggas said slip and slide records. Yo, somebody tell me, where is this a crime to buy baby oil to put in a pool to get in there to be slippery? Where is the drugs or where is the crime in that? Like, is it weird? Yeah. Is it illegal? No. Like, yo, bro, so what? So what, bro? So what? You use 10 bottles of baby oil, you regular size, to fill up a tub. Okay. And he made you get in the tub with baby oil. Okay. Did he drown you in it? Ventura also mentioned other items used in freak-offs, including Astroglide, lubricant, and condoms. Staff would bring the items, but if the freak-off was last minute, Ventura would bring them, she said. So what? So what? Astroglide is a goddamn another form of goddamn baby oil. It's a lubricant. Condoms is for protection. So what? The nigga had lubricant to have sex. Okay. So the nigga got 1,000 bottles of baby oil because every time he fuck, he used 10 of them in the tub. 10 freak offs, he went through 100 bottles. Now we understand why. He's filling the tub up with the baby oil. Where is the crime? Where's the crime? And there she go bringing lube and stuff herself. Another co-conspirator, if that's a crime. She brought baby oil. She brought condoms. Right? She brought them. She not a co-conspirator? Yo, this is ridiculous, bro. Cassie said she was expected to participate in freak offs during her period. And you couldn't say, no, daddy, I'm on my menstrual cycle. No, daddy, that's nasty. I'm not doing it. He forced you to do it on your period. And we really supposed to believe that? Or is it you didn't want him to be upset? You didn't want him to get upset, so you said, oh, I don't want to. He might get upset. I'm reading his mind again. He might get upset. I got my period. Let me just go ahead and bust it open for this stupid ass sex worker, or not sex worker, escort, to beat it up bloody. And I'm going to let him do it because he might get upset. I don't know, but I'm reading his mind. I read his mind every other time, and I think he might get upset. So I can't tell him no. I'm going to let a nigga beat it up bloody. Like y'all women, some of y'all, not all y'all, at least 50% of y'all, a little higher than 50% of y'all, will have sex on y'all period. I done had women, myself in my life, be like, oh, I'm on my period, but I want to do it. I'm going to put a towel down on the bed. And I'm like, no, that's nasty. I don't want my ding all bloody. Oh, you can wear a condom and you ain't get no blood on you. But they still want it. Now, I know a lot of y'all in the comments, y'all going to lie, ladies, right now. Act like it's so nasty, but y'all know damn well y'all done had sex on y'all period, or y'all had sex knowing your period was coming, and you made a nigga have sex with you to bring it down. Now I'm a goddamn man. How I know the term to bring it down? Because some of y'all knowingly and willingly want a nigga to beat it up when your period's taking too long to come down. Y'all need somebody to condense and goddamn hit that little motherfucking whatever it is that helped them release that gush. to get out the dirty stuff out of y'all system for 5 days. Cassie told the court that she was expected to participate in freak-offs during her period against her will at Combs' request, resulting in blood getting on furniture. Ventura also said Combs had an escort urinate on her during the encounter because it was a turn on for him. Combs also participated, she said. Okay, now. This may be nasty, but once again, it is not illegal. I'll pull up Pornhub right now and put golden showers, and I guarantee you, we will get 1 million videos. Is it nasty? Yes, it is to a lot of people. But do some people enjoy it? Yes, they do. And do we believe that Cassie is one of the people that is totally disgusted by it? To each his own. I just felt humiliated. It was disgusting. It was too much, she said. I choked. I didn't want to be doing that. I was in a position I couldn't easily get out of. Ventura was asked, why didn't she just say no? I was squeamished immediately, but high in the moment, she said. That's about it. You don't have a lot of control at that moment. So she couldn't say no. I gotta look up this word, squeamish. I need the definition. Easily made to feel sick, faint, or disgusted, especially unpleasant images such as the sight of blood. She felt squeamish. All right. If you felt squeamish, why would you do it? If you immediately felt squeamish on the thoughts of them saying it, why would you do it? Like, so when they asked her, why did you do it? She said, I was squeamish immediately, but high in the moment. She said, that's about it. You don't have a lot of control at that moment. Yo, man. Cassie said she was directed to find sex workers online. Cassie Ventura said she used several websites to find sex workers across the country and always under Combs' direction. So at no time she said, Daddy, let's have a freak off. Every time they did it, it was all on him. And I'm supposed to believe that. Cassie Ventura said she used several websites to find sex workers across the country and also under Combs' direction. So she went and picked out the person she wanted. Doesn't that make her a co-conspirator when it comes to the sex crimes? Right? If she bagging up the work or she's making sales, or she's lookout on the block, isn't she part of the criminal enterprise? Yes. Craigslist, the now defunct Backpage, and the escort service Cowboys for Angels Cowboys for Angels were among the sites Victoria testified that she used. But any final hire had to have Combs okay, she said. Sure. She pick out the nigga she want, and he go, yeah, I like him. Yeah, he good for you, baby. Right. I showed the photos to Sean to see if he was interested. If he wasn't interested, I will tell him no and ask for someone else. She said Sean had to approve. Cassie said she questioned legality of soliciting sex workers online. Cassie Victoria says she questioned the legality of soliciting sex workers online when Combs would ask to see if the escort to check if they were a cop. This prompted an objection from the defense attorneys. Judge told the jury to disregard Ventura's comment concerning legality. She would contact sex workers online at Combs' request and tell them that it was his fantasy to watch her having sex with another man, she said in court. Sex workers were paid $1,500 to $6,000, she said. So y'all telling me, right? Diddy's in jail for sex trafficking, but any one of y'all ladies or men could go right on this website right here, Cowboys for Angels, and order a nigga or order a man to come have sex with you. But these people can't go to jail, right? None of these people right here can go to jail. They up here, they can call this number right here and ask for any one of these dudes to come sleep with you, and they can't go to jail. And they in different states. So any of these dudes are for hire. Connecticut, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, Central Florida, DC, Greenville, Nashville, Ohio, San Francisco, San Diego, all around the goddamn world. These guys, you can order these guys. And did he go to jail for hiring them? But the person that's he paying, that's sending these dudes out to all these places, don't go to jail. Ain't even Diddy's co-conspirator. How? So Diddy could go to jail for hiring these guys and having them come around to different places. But the man that's getting paid, or the woman that's getting paid to send them out, Don't get charged with nothing. But Diddy buying the service is on jail. Got a RICO charge for buying the service, but the person got a whole fucking website. Anybody can go on and buy, and they don't go to jail. What sense do that make, bro? Diddy's in jail for sex trafficking escorts because they came to them and they slept with them. But the person got a whole website. Any one of us could call right now and get them to send us somebody to have sex with. And the whole company is functioning and nobody gets in trouble. But he get ready to go to jail. Well, he's in jail for it. For calling them, telling them to send me somebody. They're charging him with sex trafficking. But the person that he's paying that's sending them out don't get in trouble. Fellas, we need to go get up on this site, bro. And we could get how much? 1,500 to 6,000? I got some bomb ass ding ding. Like, sign me up. Y'all gonna see me on that page, and tomorrow you're gonna have my picture up there. It's like, sign me up. Give me a picture like this. Shit, I'm handsome enough. I got some bomb ass ding ding. Like, pay me 6,000, goddamn it. Shit. This is crazy. So at 4:13, Cassie says she took drugs to disassociate. Oh my God. Why not just leave? Like you go to consume drugs to be in this toxic relationship when you could just leave. Now you go and become an addict to cope with. Yeah, she a victim, yeah. Okay. Cassie Ventura testified that she used marijuana, ketamine, mushrooms, whatever was the drug of choice at that point to get through the freak offs. Now, didn't the dude just say that Cassie wasn't high? Maybe one time she appeared to be intoxicated, but all the other times he had sex with her, she was sober. You see this bullshit? The dude testified she only may have been high once. I couldn't imagine myself doing any of that without having some sort of buffer, Ventura told the court. Ventura has testified at length about her having intercourse with sex workers while her then boyfriend Combs watched. Even when she became ill, she said Combs told her to keep going. I would actually vomit, she said, when I got sick during the freak off. He would encourage me to keep up and continue with it. Cassie says it was Combs' fantasy to direct freak-offs. Cassie Ventura detailed explicit events that she said would happen in the freak-offs that Sean Combs requested her to participate in. Sometimes she said Combs would join in as she had intercourse with the sex worker, and other times he would watch from a corner. He would also set up phones and FaceTime so he could watch from another room, she said. It was his fantasy to direct, what to say, how to act, she said. I did that to speed the process along so I could get it done. I wanted it to be over and to get to the other room where we could spend time alone. Ventura said Combs began recording some of the freak-offs in the first year. I didn't want to do it, she said. I would watch them with Sean afterwards while we were having intercourse. If I saw them on my device, I would delete them. I felt disgusted. This girl's lying, bro. This girl, yo, man. And you really stayed there and went through all this? Cassie describes being kicked and dragged during the 2016 hotel incident. When asked if she ever left one of Combs' alleged freak-offs, Cassie Ventura said yes in Century City, alluding to the 26th incident at a Los Angeles hotel in which security footage showed the rapper assaulted her. I chose to leave, Ventura said. I got out and Sean followed me into the hallway and grabbed me, shoved me to the ground and kicked me and dragged me back to the room and took my stuff. In a setback for Combs' legal team, Judge has said in April that the video first broadcast by CNN last year was admissible as evidence. After the jury was shown the video, Ventura was asked about how many other times Combs had thrown her like that. She said, too many to count, she said. And you stayed in the relationship. So the CNN video happened too many times to count, and you stayed. Wow. At 5 o'clock, court adjourned for the day. Cassie will return tomorrow to the stand, and the prosecution is not done well. So I don't know if the defense will get to her tomorrow. That's another story. We will see. But that's, for the most part, in a nutshell, what happened in court today. Now, where the sex trafficking stands, Cassie and Diddy's ex-girlfriend took the stand as a government star witness. She detailed explicit events that she said would happen in the freak-offs that Combs requested for her to participate. Combs is facing 5 criminal counts. 1 count of racketeering, conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs has voicefully denied the allegations against him. Now, the 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, right? Those 2 counts, you telling me the escort service is in charge with that? How is it the escort service not charged with the transportation to engage in prostitution? He's charged with it, but they not. And he got the prostitutes from them. And 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Y'all telling me this girl was forced? She was forced or coerced when she said, oh, I did it because I thought he would be upset. If I'm on the jury, oh, you thought he was going to be upset? Those thoughts was in your head. Not guilty. Sorry. The prosecution and the defense delivered their opening statements I went through all that, right? Let's just stick with the charges. 1 count of racketeering and conspiracy. There's no racketeering here. There's no bunch of people down with Diddy. There's no, he didn't start goddamn Bad Boy just to sex traffic goddamn Cassie, who he didn't even know that he was going to meet fucking 11 years later, or whenever years later he met her after Bad Boy was started. The racketeering conspiracy, throw that out of here. 2 counts of sex trafficking by force or coercion, fraud or coercion, get that out of here. She was not sex trafficking by force. She did it because she thought he would be upset. She did it on her own will, regardless of what she thought he was going to. And then 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. If they're going to find him guilty on that, that would be the only possible thing that I could say that, okay, he hired some sex workers and they fucking they traveled to them. But how is it the company that has the hoes or has the prostitutes, how can he buy prostitutes, 2 prostitutes from them, and he go to jail for it? Where it's totally legal where he bought the prostitutes at. Or they should be in jail if it's not. Tomorrow will be day 7. She will continue. But racketeering, I don't see it. And like I said, if anything, I say they going to find him guilty on would be he paid for the prostitutes or the male workers or with the escorts, and they transported to them to have sex. I don't know how much time that might be, like 10 years max, if that. But they have not proven racketeering and conspiracy. They have not proved sex trafficking by force or coercion or any of that. But if you want to say he hired some prostitutes, yeah, he's guilty of that. Yeah, he did. And then if he's guilty of them transporting them or them being transported, to lock up the goddamn Cowboys for Angels CEO and charge him with Diddy and make him co-conspirator. Diddy should not be going to jail by himself for hiring some goddamn escort service, and he paid them. And they the ones paying the goddamn prostitute niggas, or whatever you want to call them. But y'all make sure y'all get the new album, Learn from Mistakes Part 2. You know, we'll get back to this. I'll catch y'all in the morning with the morning news, morning motivation. Choke no joke, you already know, man. I'm going to give me something to eat. I'm hungry. All right? I love y'all. Thanks for the support. Peace and love. Send this out to Diddy.
Jack Brown.
Internet rat.
You know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is. Never did I think hip-hop go this far. Never did I think I see Diddy behind bars or kills, penitentiary scars. The man act, is it going too far? Back, y'all industry rats, y'all whack. That's 100 on Pyro. You'll be trapped like Pac. The go viral. Gene saw the nuts at gyro. At the freak off and Diddy too. But plug shopper, freak door stopper. don't know if you a criminal or a cop. But you're next to be locked. Ask KVD, telling on yourself on Vlad TV. You dumb nigga, right? You never be me. And I never be you too. Telling on YouTube, yeah, saying on the step, giving up myself. What the fuck I look like? My name G-Dap. Comb legacy doom. Will the bad boy see time like loan? Your extortion fell through. You friend to no one, like the moon. What did you do? Sat back and watch him get groomed. Only badge in the room. You and wifey drunk the juice. Saw the check for Pac's life. And his back right. Guess it's bad boy for life. Or should I say same gang? You the same lane. That Diddy let hang. And now he chain gang. Damn, you rocked him, fella. Didn't you? For the mozzarella. Did it for Wolf and his mother, D-Ferg and Kurt Burrow. Nah, nigga, you did it cause your ass ain't thorough. And you ain't from the boroughs. Joke, no joke, you know what it is. This one's for the whole earth. You know, when they get disrespectful, I just go to the booth and kick the truth to the young black youth. Joke, no joke, you know what it is. Keep on hating, you know what it is. Joke, no joke, you already know. Y'all know I love that cooch. You know what this is. I love that cooch. Yeah. It's the A thing. Clean cooch. Let's go. Yo, what's up? My nuts when I wake up. Got more than wood and I just bust one. In my mahogany, I'm Ron Isley. Between the sheets, and she want to ski. And just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D, her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned. Had a Corinne and Medusa in one. And when I look in her eyes, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Suge spray. I love her. I eat her coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Suge spray. I love her. Stay the hell. Don't follow those cats. The niggas that be on the gram. Tell Bobo what they doing. Choke, no joke. You know what it is. Yo, y'all niggas with a stay DL. Down low. Stop flossing, man. You just want them to just come and get you? Learn from our mistakes, man. That's what this is about. Learn from mistakes. Choke, no joke. Let's go. You already know. Make it low. Let's go. My aim was enlightened. Drop jewels on you. You thinking I'm jealous? I ain't got cheddar like you. I'm the dude to a game. You got school. Was a local cat snatch you when I made moves. I'm paranoid and preaching. You was sleeping. Knew you was sneak thief and couldn't see us beefing. Learn from mistake. Don't show I got cake. Impress a nigga to rob me. Bitch, seal my fate. Get knocked by the feds. Lay up for about 8. Ass so busy flossing, ain't thinking about Jake. Loose, yapping, they wiretapping, videotaping, your ways in action. Front like times hard, two-door garage, ice like Liberage, with no damn jaw, without a reasonable doubt. You think you Jay-Z with your platinum jewelry? He got a job, B. You shining on doctors with 4 degrees. laughing cause I'm broke on the streets.
Stay DL, BDL is out.
You ain't DL when your name ring bells.
Stay DL, BDL is out.
You ain't DL when your name ring bells.
Stay DL, BDL is out.
You ain't DL when your name ring bells. Let's go. For beef, we not dolo. For cash, you go solo. Thought I was your man, shot me down like Manolo. Thought I was your partner when you played me was whack. No niggas dust that I wouldn't flip like that. What gives? See your man struggle while you live? That's some shit. Struggling, give you the kicks. Used to stick for gooses. Warm when we pump deuces. Break night in the jacks, trying to see millions like Brewster. You don't act like you used to. I'm the dude. When niggas was friends, you like, yo, Joe, come through. I wet you like McLean for those who claim to be pain. The game of death, that's what you get, we got game. Ill with automatics, we're never static. You carry that niggas, put one in your cabbage. Fear, don't have it, you fill me with laughter. In OGSC, they know original gun clapper. Like Dan Gaddafi, see a mill be Casper. Like Dre the doctor, the math for master.
Stay DL, BDL is out.
You ain't DL when your name ring bells.
Stay DL, BDL is out.
You ain't DL when your name ring bells.
Stay DL, BDL is out.
Choke, no joke. Y'all already know, man. Y'all have a good night. I just dropped a new video at 10 o'clock. So when this go off, go check out the joint. Jay-Z, his son and dude so long, he got a grandson. That's the latest video. Y'all go check it out. Y'all have a good night. Kiss the babies. Good night. All right. Peace and love. Thanks for the support. One.
Choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Jigga, choke, no joke. Choke.